गुड इवनिंग फ्रेंड्स, स्टडी विद पाल इंजीनियरिंग एंड जनरल जियोलॉजी परवीन सिंह। तो हम लोग चैप्टर 15 पे आ गए हैं, इकोनॉमिक मिनरल डिपॉजिट्स। तो ये भी एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन आता है। कई बार इतने ही वर्ड्स में, जितना दिख रहा है आपको, इतने ही वर्ड्स में आ जाता है। अगर जैसे आपने लाइब्रेरी में गए तो किसी दूसरी बुक से मिला करके कॉम्बिनेशन, एक नई डेफिनेशन करके थोड़ा सा आप बना दिए। एग्जैक्ट बुक से तो आप बिल्कुल नहीं रट पाएंगे बड़ी क्लास में आने के बाद, है ना। तो शुरू करें। These are sometimes classified as a distinct group of magmatic deposits formed towards the end of the crystallization process, and as such necessarily occurring close to roof of magmatic masses. The pegmatites may be either of simple types or of complex types. In the simple pegmatites, the rock is made up primarily of potash feldspar, example orthoclase and quartz, whereas in the complex pegmatites, different zones can be distinguished in the rocks, which are indications of differentiations having taken place as per a definite patterns. In their forms, pegmatites occur as dikes, veins, lenses, and nests of a variable size and dimensions. Some pegmatites are known for the exceptionally large size crystals. They have yielded crystals of minerals, beryls, a typical pegmatites minerals as big as 6 meter long, 1.3 meter in diameter, and 18 tons in weight have been obtained at many at A.M.I.E in USA. These are अब जैसे यूएसए में है, अब आप वर्ल्ड का मैप उठाएंगे, तुरंत उसको देखेंगे। These rock pegmatites are often associated, कहाँ पे है प्लेस, है ना, associated with granites. Granite pegmatites associated with basic, ultra basic and rocks are also known as pegmatites of crystallized types called metasomatic replacement pegmatites are also of a common occurrence. Pegmatites are source of micas, quartz, and main strategic minerals such as beryl, lithium, minerals, rare earth, and numerous gems. Hydrothermal deposits. This is another distinct group of economic minerals which has been formed from the coolings of gaseous and liquid solutions in cavities, fissures, or pores and space of the rocks. That is wherever these solution find a place to enter the solvent. In such cases is very often superheated streams emanating from the magmas towards the final stage of crystallization. The three essential conditions for the formation of hydrothermal deposits are highly active and enriched fluids, suitable pathways, crack, fissures, etc. for their migrations through the rocks, and suitable physico-chemical environment for their depositions to take place. As regards superheated streams, it is an essential component of many magmatic melts and remains dispersing around the magma body till it cools down to a solid mass. The stream is capable of containing within it in dissolved forms metallic element like gold, copper, tungsten, and molybdenum, and to some extent silver, lead, and zinc. These elements are crystallized out as the enriched solution passes upward and suffer coolings and loss of pressure. The fissure or fractures through sense which these fluids travels may be of a primary or secondary character. Bedding planes, porosity, and jointing structures are examples of primary spaces. Fault solutions, cavities, fissures, and jointings causes by stresses in the host rocks after their formations are examples of common space of secondary origin. The question of describing the physico-chemical environment responsible for depositions of economic minerals from the hydrothermal solution remains yet unanswered. Unanswered ही है word answered, and so many hypotheses have. क्योंकि इसमें जैसे क्या है कि थोड़ा सा ये लैंग्वेज इसकी इंग्लिश डिफरेंट हो जाती है, क्योंकि चूँकि साइंटिफिक लैंग्वेज है, आपकी अमेरिका से, रशिया से कुछ वर्ड्स निकाले गए हैं और सब समराइज साइंटिस्टों के वर्ड्स हैं, तो थोड़ा सा टफ तो हो ही जाते हैं वर्ड्स. Many hypotheses have been put forwards. The problem is of a very complex nature and solution may lie in one or more of the following possibilities. Deposition may take place due to a change in temperature or pressures or both of the ascending solution, ensuring the chemical reactions between various components present within these liquid gas solution. Chemical reaction between the component of the solution and those of the country rock. Such factors as a change in the pH of the solutions, coagulations of colloids of form in which element might be in transport, and effects of natural electric fields have also been mentioned as possibly being responsible for depositions of minerals deposits from the hydrothermal solution. Hydrothermal deposits occur in a varieties of shapes and sizes. The most common broad-based forms are veins and cavities filling. Veins are narrow, elongated or tabular bodies of economic minerals occurring within a host rock of entirely different composition and origins. These are further distinguished into following types. Fissure veins, these may be defined as minerals bodies of elongated or tabular shapes deposited in pre-existing fissures. The original fissures may be parallel or intersecting, radials or fan-shaped in patterns, and that is also the shape of the resulting ore bodies. Ladder veins, these are so commonly found in igneous rocks such as dikes and similar bodies, and consist of transverse, roughly regularly spaced fractures that are filled with deposits of economic minerals. These veins give a ladder-like impression in vertical sections, hence the name. In figure, यहाँ है नीचे. Gas veins, these are narrow, sloping and thick bodies. Deposits of mineral deposited in the solution fissures or cracks of the host rocks, which is generally a carbonate rock like limestones in figure. And so stockwork, the term is used for hydrothermal deposits that occur in veins or fissures of exceptionally small size, but in good numbers within unlimited space, traversing the body of rock profusely. Mining in such cases involves removals of the entire rock's body containing the stockwork. Cavity filling are such ore bodies that get deposited from the hydrothermal fluids in well-defined open space rather than along the fractures or cracks available in the host rock. A small or big cavity is caused due to any reasons occurring in a rock when it got filled with the minerals deposit would qualifies as a cavity filling. It may be regular or irregular in outlines. The resulting deposit from cavity fillings may be quite massive. So another interesting example of fillings is provided by the so-called saddle reef. These are mineralized cavities associated with the folded rocks comprising beds of competent or incompetent nature. In such cases, hydrothermal solution find a pathway in the weak zones along the exiled regions and deposit their minerals in this zone. in those zone. तो ये जैसे ये है फॉर्म्स ऑफ हाइड्रोथर्मल डिपॉजिट के हैं. जैसे फिशर वेन का डायग्राम है, कैसे इंडिकेट किया कि ये लेयर है और इसमें से फिशर्स वेन्स टाइप की बन रही है और निकल रहे हैं रॉक का, मिनरल डिपॉजिट हो रहा है. लेडर वेन, यहाँ भी रॉक है टाइप दिखाया और इधर से किस तरह की लेयर जम रही है. ये गैस वेन है, गैस का मतलब अब ऊपर जाना ही है तो ये किस तरह का बन रहा है. स्टॉक वर्क, इसमें भी ये स्टॉक वर्क कैसे हो रहा है ये दिया है. सैडल रीफ में भी कैसा स्ट्रक्चर बन रहा है हाइड्रोथर्मल डिपॉजिट के तहत, है ना. ये सब पॉइंट देखने वाले. Metasomatic replacement deposits. These deposits are formed essentially by an action of chemically active fluids and gases and liquids involving simultaneous solution of pre-existing component S from a rock and replacement of the same by new minerals S. The basic difference between the pure hydrothermal magmatic deposit and metasomatic deposit lies in the process of replacement of some original component by a new component in a solid state change. The metasomatic replacement deposits of economic minerals are important source of many metals and non-metals. The process of metasomatic replacement may be quite simple simple or complex in nature. So both liquid and gaseous solutions may be individually or jointly responsible for the change to take place. Liquid solutions are however credited with a major role in the formation of the ore deposit. Temperature and pressures are not binding factors for replacement to occur. Deposit formed at surface temperature and pressures are well known, but the fact remains that the elevated temperatures, the process of replacement is accelerated in many cases. Further, though every rocks may be susceptible to replacement process, it has been observed to occur commonly in rocks of suitable compositions only which belong to the carbonate groups. Example, limestones and dolomites igneous rock have also been found altered by replacement metasomatic process. Sandstones, quartzites and argillaceous rock like clays and shells are least susceptible. The replacement deposit may occur in the forms of veins, lodes or zones. These are commonly termed as sheet lodes or sheet zones. The metasomatic replacement deposit may be differentiated from the magmatic and hydrothermal deposit by virtue of replacement and evidences, which includes preservation of original rock structure, presence of a small size fragment of the original rocks still altered. Typical outlines of the ore bodies. Metasomatic replacement deposit have been the source of metals like beryllium, cesium, lithium, neobium, rubidium, tantalum, thorium, tin, tungstens, and uranium. Non-metals, example quartz, fluorides, gemstone, amethyst, aquamarines, garnet, and topaz. Sedimentary deposits. Some very important deposits of ore of irons, coppers, gold, phosphates, and coals are of sedimentary origin. Their accumulation takes place due to one or more of the following process: weathering, atmospheric gases and water vapor are incessantly reacting with the surface rocks of suitable compositions, whereby they get decomposed and altered. The process of change in is called weathering of rock. The altered disintegrated rocks product is called mantle of waste. This mantle is the source materials for development of economic minerals deposit, which can take place by either of the following two ways. First, most of the useless economically speaking, materials from the loose mantle is leached away or removed by surface water, leaving behind residual materials that has economic importance. Such concentrations forms a residual deposit. Bauxite, the well-known ore of aluminum, is a typical residual accumulations in most cases. Ore of iron like limonite, goethites and hematites, and are of manganese like philomelen है. अरे इसका P साइलेंट है. Silomelane and pyrolusite are other examples of residual deposits. Similarly, deposit of silicate nickels or of residual origin are also known. The kyanite deposit of Singh, India, occur in the forms of a residual boulder. Second, the soluble component of mantle of waste are taken into solution by percolating waters and redeposited at lower levels during the process of infiltration. These deposits, when of economic values and size, form infiltrations type of deposit. Amongst important deposit of this types may be mentioned ores of uranium, silicates, carbonate groups, ore of iron, some types of bauxite, and also hydroxide of iron, native sulfurs and hydrous calcium sulfate, gypsum, sedimentary gneisses. Such deposit originate due to set of a natural process in almost an orderly fashion, which involves physical and chemical disintegrations of rocks by weathering and erosion in sediments, transport of these sediments by winds, water and ice in the suitable environment of depositions. Deposits followed by diagenesis of these sediment into sedimentary formation. The deposit of pure sedimentary origin occur very commonly in the forms of layered formations of extensive areal extent and considerable depth. In economic values, they range from non-metallized deposit like sandstone and limestone, useful as building stone, clay salts of sodium, potassium, and magnesium, to those of important metals like iron, magnesium, aluminum, copper, uranium, and vanadium. Coals also forms a distinct group of sedimentary deposit in which biochemical change have also taken place during the process of deposition and diagenesis. Thank you. Please like and support.